Hey guys, it's what is the day? Today's 26th, and went out last night and made another one, and I just thought I'd show this one real quick. This is probably, believe it or not, one of the best ones I've ever turned out. The flakings are really, really nice on this one. Turned out really thin, really symmetrical. Very pleased with this one. Don't know what style you'd call it, and I don't. I'm not that good yet where I can pick a style and make an arrowhead like it, but sometimes I can, but sometimes it just comes out whatever it wants to. But my advice, and you can care to leave it, but to all you guys out there that are trying to do it, and I get a lot of comments from people who are thinking about it or tried it and couldn't figure it out and quit. My best advice is, well, I see, number one would be material. It doesn't matter what kind of stone you use, as long as it's abundant in your area and it flakes good. I have not heat treated anything ever. It's all raw stone out of the creek, and once you get to a point where you can recognize the stone that you're picking up and looking at, life gets a lot easier. Second thing, if not equal to number one, is abrading. Once you understand the concept of abrading and understand why you're doing it, it becomes so much easier to thin things down easily, I might add. Then, other than them two, I'd say just keep doing it. Just keep doing it until your fingers hurt, and and you think you're never going to do it. One of these days, it'll just click, and it'll happen. I promise. It did for me, and I'm sure it did for others. Once you start realizing, you start looking at things like these little ridges here. Every one of them little ridges. And I know this might be a little redundant for a lot of you, and some of you, it might be a new concept, so that's why I'm mentioning it. But these little ridges here that run across here, let me get something I can point with. These little deltas, or people call them, I call them ridges. Every time there's a high spot in the rock that comes down to the edge, that's a potential flake. If you can learn how to set this edge up at the point of this ridge, and when you strike it from the other side, this ridge will flake out and take the stone with it, and with these scar patterns. That's what gives you these scar patterns and thins and sets you up for the next one as you go down the edge. And then when you're done, you flip it over and you move to the other side. A lot of times the stone will be different on one side than it is on the other. Like this one, for instance, this side flakes different than the other side. It's a little bit softer, but the principles still apply. Follow the ridges until you gear down to where you like. For you just starting out, I would start out with a big rock, 4 or 5 inches in diameter, if not bigger, and as thin as you can possibly find. That'll help you, speed you along as far as thinning. And once you get the idea of it and can do it consistently, then you can just pick up any old crude old rock and smack a point out of it. That comes with knowledge of braiding and thinning. But anyway, that's my advice, and like I said, I hope it ain't too redundant. I just wanted to show this little one here. This is probably one of my favorites that I've done so far, and it turned out pretty nice. I like it, and the flaking on it is pretty killer. Good symmetrical, got good convex on both planes. Straight. So I'd show, and thought I'd give you my 2 cents. I hope it helps, and thanks for watching, everybody.